everybody, Max Scoville here filling in for Stella with your fabulous Friday fix of gaming news. An updated version of The Last of Us Part 2 might have been leaked by the game's composer, more details on 2024's Call of Duty might have been leaked by one of the actors, and EA revealed that this year's soccer game, EA Sports FC 24, will not just be a reskin of FIFA 19, like the last few Switch versions have been. Let's get into it. Academy Award-winning composer Gustavo Santaolalla might have let slip in an interview that a new version of The Last of Us Part 2 is currently in the works. Speaking to Blender, the Argentinian musician claimed that his cameo appearance in Naughty Dog's 2020 game would be expanded upon in new editions of the game, and players would be able to make his character play the music from the game. He also added that he couldn't say anything else, but I'm guessing he wasn't supposed to say any of that in the first place. Santaolalla appeared in The Last of Us Part 2 as a banjo-playing NPC in Jackson, also named Gustavo, and this seems like the kind of feature that might get patched in for a re-release. Doesn't really affect the story or the gameplay, but it's a cool bonus nonetheless. The Last of Us Part 2 hit PS4 just months before the PS5 was released, and it's a little surprising that Sony hasn't said anything about a dedicated new-gen version of the game. A couple other late-gen PS4 games have gotten PS5 glow-ups, with Ghost of Tsushima and Death Stranding both getting questionably titled director's cuts with some added bells and whistles, and it wouldn't be that surprising to see one of the PS4's best-selling games get the same treatment. This is the first we've heard of The Last of Us Part 2 getting any kind of new version, but if we hear any more, we'll let you know. Speaking of talented individuals whose talents do not include not breaking non-disclosure agreements, actor-singer Luke Charles Stafford announced that his likeness would be used for the main character in a Call of Duty game, quote, releasing next year. Spotted by Insider Gaming, Stafford posted on his Facebook, quote, Activision decided to adapt their next main character, Ratcliffe, for Call of Duty off of my face/likeness, and I am elated. The posts, of course, have since been deleted. It's not officially announced yet, but the buzz is that this year's Call of Duty will be a third entry in the rebooted Modern Warfare series. As for 2024, it's a ways off, but a few rumors are floating around that it could be a sequel to 2020's Black Ops Cold War, allegedly titled Black Ops Gulf War. If this is the case, this Ratcliffe character may very well be based on Major Peter Ratcliffe, a real-life former British soldier who served in the Gulf War, among other conflicts, and was awarded the Distinguished Conduct Medal for gallantry in action. Then again, this is all speculation. Who knows, maybe you play as Sir James Arthur Ratcliffe, a chemical engineer and the second richest man in the UK. Or maybe it's colonial Jamestown Governor John Ratcliffe, the villain of the 1995 Disney film Pocahontas. I feel like our first guess is more likely, but those latter two would definitely make for an interesting campaign. Then again, take it with a grain of white phosphorus, we don't even officially know what this year's COD is going to be. Anyway, speaking of annualized AAA video games that continue to be bestsellers even though nobody you know seems to give a shit when a new one gets announced, the football game formerly known as FIFA, EA Sports FC 24, will be coming to Nintendo Switch, and it sounds like it might actually do something new this time around. Following the game's full reveal on July 13th, Nintendo revealed the upcoming Switch version of FC 24 will be running on the Frostbite engine and will also feature new playstyles technology that heightens the realism and individuality of each player. That sounds thrilling. For the first time, it'll also feature the Ultimate Team mode that was absent from the Switch versions of FIFA previously. Now, the Switch legacy versions of FIFA were pretty egregious reskins of earlier games, so much so that IGN's Simon Cardy opened his FIFA 21 legacy review with a disclaimer that he'd literally copied and pasted what he wrote the previous year about FIFA 20, his reasoning being that if EA can do the same thing with a full-price video game, doing his with a review was only fair. It's a low bar, but it sounds like FC 24 is already getting off on the right foot. That's out for everything September 29th, or a week earlier if you want to shell out a few extra bucks. That's your fix for Friday, July 14th, 2023. If you want to read the review for a very bad game, we gave Testament: The Order of High Human a 2 out of 10, which probably means that watching the review is actually more fun than playing the game itself. As always, eat your vegetables, drink more water, don't litter, and go follow IGN wherever you like to watch. Have a great weekend. I'll see you next time.